Hello. So it is now 1:45, which means it is either Guerrilla Storytime, which is what's happening right now, or if you'd like to check out our make break, you can head over into the children's library in the Storytime room, and we're debuting some fun stuff that we do in our tea room, our little makerspace. So let me just introduce myself. My name is Amy Laughlin. This is now the third Guerrilla Storytime I've led at KidLibCamp. This is my fourth KidLibCamp, and I just wanted to show you what they made me do my first year when I led Guerrilla Storytime. So Kira Parrott, who is in the audience, lovely Kira, used to be the head of Children's Services, and she had me wear a GoPro on my head. So let's call a spade a spade. I was really excited about it, but the video that resulted from it basically causes nausea in anyone. So if you're looking for a fun ride, check out that video from KidLib 2013. Last year we made Lisa wear the GoPro. Thanks, Lisa. What a great sport you are. But this year we're having Alex, one of our teams of our UX. He's going to be helping out by filming us. So. Basically, if anyone here has never been to a Guerrilla Storytime, welcome. It's really fun. So Guerrilla Storytime is basically an opportunity for children and youth services librarians to talk out different scenarios that may happen in your library in Storytime or with children. So what we have here is, I have a little cup full of popsicle sticks, and on each popsicle stick is a different scenario from the actual Guerrilla Storytime toolkit, which is from the Guerrilla Storytime website, which is basically, it's essentially where we pull out a popsicle stick and look at an opportunity to discuss an issue. It's started by Amy Coaster and a couple other librarians whose names I'm forgetting. We could go to the website and look, but basically it's really fun. So what I do is I pull a popsicle stick, I ask the question, I chime in and say a little bit, and then it's your turn. So I get to pass around the microphone. We have to use the mic in order to get the sound to pick up on our video, so I know it might seem scary, but I'm doing it. I wear a GoPro, you can do it too. So shall we get started? You guys excited? Do you guys understand? Does anyone have any questions, comments, complaints? Okay. All right. I'm going to pull, there's one lone purple popsicle stick. So my purple is my favorite color, so I'm going to pull this first. All right. Oh, this is a tough one. Okay. Well, let's start out slower. Let's do something a little easier. Oh, gosh. My goodness. These are hard. Okay, here we go. This one's a good one. You handed out Storytime props, but now a few kids don't want to hand them back. Act out how you respond. So, does anyone want to help me by acting this out, or does anyone have any ideas about how they would do this? Anyone? Anyone? Oh, you don't have to act it out. I can act it out. Do you want to tell me how you do it, and then I'll act it out? Let me get you a mic. Hello? Hello? Is this working? Oh, great.
Well, we often have little duckies on sticks, so it's time for the ducky to go night-night. So that tends to usually work pretty well.
Okay. It's a good one. So we have duckies going night-night.
Usually, for our baby programs, we do egg shakers at the end. And so some of our librarians have had die-cut animals or some little thing that they can exchange with the child for their shaker. So having something, whether it's an element of a craft or some other thing to switch.
How would you act that out?
Thank you. Yes, thanks for the reminder. I forgot. All right, another one.
I'm not going to act that though. I've had situations where they don't want to give back the crayons. I had one child had a spaz out on the floor with the crayons, and I'm like, ooh. So I told Mom, maybe next time you could bring some crayons for him, so he wouldn't feel so bad.
Smart idea. Here's Kira.
When I used to use shakers, the egg shakers in my story time, and I knew that there were like repeat kids who came, I tried to build the last part of the shaker activity to be the same. So it might not have worked the first 2 times, but if they were coming to story time over and over again, we'd do something like, all right, after we had the shaker activities, we'd be like, all right, shake them up high, shake them down low, hide them behind your back, and then I'd bring out the giant basket. I the shakers. And if I did the same thing consistently over several story times, they sort of got the, and some of them you could see getting a little sad when I did shake them up high because they know it's coming. They like submitted and they were like, okay, I get it, this is what we're doing now.
Yeah, I do something similar. I use the song, the cleanup song.
Yeah. Clean up, everybody do everywhere. Clean up, it's everybody do your share.
And when they put it in the basket, I say, thank you so much, what a good job! And I praise them.
Those are all great ways to get kids to relinquish items that they just don't want to give up. All right, let me get another stick. We're not ready for purple yet, maybe later. All right, oh, this is a good one. Oh man, challenge. No one is dancing with you. What do you do? Personally, I would play the Whitney Houston song, I Want to Dance with Somebody, but maybe not in story time. I always encourage the parents. I always say, remember parents, if you're dancing, your children will dance. And I always tell them to be mindful of what they're doing from the knees down, because that's basically the only thing that a preschooler can see. And I'm like, bounce up and down, that's what they can see. They really can't see what you're doing with your arms. If you're doing like the zigzag move or whatever, the kids can't see it. So you want to make sure that you're using your lower body as well. And that usually gets some kids going. But what do you guys do?
Like a show and tell, I asked them to show me something. So show me how high you can wave your arms into the sky, and show me how high you can, or how low you can touch them to the ground or something, and then they kind of feel proud of themselves for showing me, and it also is getting their body moving, so maybe we can go into more of an actual free dancing program type of thing.
Great idea. Oh, got one in the back.
I have a puppet accomplice, and he's a spider monkey, and he can dance all over the place, so I actually have him dance right with the child, and that usually gets them going because it's a puppet.
Yeah. Anyone else? We got spider monkeys, we got show me how low you can go, show me how high you can go. Parents dance, kids will dance too. Anyone else? All right. You know what, I'm actually going to appoint someone to hold this. I'm going to pick you, and I'll just come to you and get a new one. All right. How do you make, this is a good one, how do you make transitions between activities manageable for kids, especially in a sensory story time? Act it out. We don't have to act this out unless you guys really want to. Transitions in story time. I think going back off what Kira said about shakers and getting kids ready to let go of the shakers is building the repetition. And at least here in Darien, we do a 6-week, sort of like a mini class where it's like a limited number of kids in a story time. And I try to do the same things each class. Maybe tweak one thing, add in a new song, transition, but basically I want it to start out the same way, read a book after that, and basically have a pattern. And I think that pattern helps kids understand, okay, this is coming next. After the shaker, we do our goodbye song, and sort of get them to understand that like, this is how we start, this is what we do in the middle, and this is how we end.
I do the very similar thing. I always start with the same song and I end with the same song in the same class. I have different ones for like our babies and our 2s and our 3s, but I always do the same song at the beginning and the same song at the end. And everybody knows before books we do open shut them, and then we usually have like a little like in between, and then before our next set of books we always do it's story time. So when they come to Miss Marie's class, they know what to expect. If we're going to be reading books, we're going to be doing open shut them before our books, and so they like learn to expect it. And I think it's very, very important to go with like the consistency of certain songs and certain aspects. And it's great to change it up. But I once tried a backwards story time. I thought we were going to do backwards day. It would be great. It was not. It was not great. You know, I started the goodbye song, and they were like, "What are you doing? What's happening here?" It was not a story.
From the movement and the finger games to book, I sing the I wiggle my fingers, I wiggle my toes, I wiggle my shoulders, I wiggle my toes. Till no more wiggles are left to me, right? And then we wiggle! And then I'm as quiet can be. Shh. And they do it with me, they shh. And sometimes I I do this, like I'm going to sleep or something, and some of them do it, some of them are too grown up for that. But they always do the shh, and they know that's a sign to be quiet.
I've done the wiggle song too. I think I have a couple of different songs or rhymes that I cycle through that specifically start with movement and end with sitting down quietly, and I think that they respond really well to those.
Can you tell us one of those, or
Sure.
maybe act it out?
My ears are ready to hear, my eyes are ready to see, my hands will clap and in my lap, it's story time for me.
I love that. Is someone recording this other than Alex? Does someone want to Instagram that? That was awesome. Should we all do it together?
Yeah.
Ears are ready to
Wait,
hear.
I'm not recording it.
Okay.
You guys are gonna have to clap, 'cause I
Okay.
Okay.
no problem.
All right. My ears are ready to hear. My eyes are ready to see. My hands are up and in my lap. It's hungry time for me. All right.
So something that works a little bit better with older kids, also if you're doing a special needs story time, is to, with mostly special needs or something that's inclusive, is actually telling them what's going to come next. And you can do it really quickly. You don't have to explain everything, but I find if I'm, saying, oh, right now we're gonna read a book and then we're gonna do a song, but after that we're gonna read another book, so I need to quietly sitting afterwards. It kind of warns them. It's also something that they do in schools as well, so if they're older, they're kind of used to it.
All right. Oh, one more? Awesome.
We do a lot of whiteboard PowerPoints with our story times. And so if we're transitioning from a book to like a scarf activity, there's a big picture of scarves in there. Because I still have to hand them out, and they still need to, sit there for that. So sometimes the visuals also work.
Oh, someone said that they couldn't hear that, but I'll paraphrase. Audrey, your name's not. Oh, your name is Audrey. Yay! Audrey from New Canaan said that she uses like a PowerPoint in her story time. So there's a visual cue that tells the kids like, we are gonna do scarves next. There's a big picture so that they sort of understand that that's coming for them and that that will be the next step. All right. Oh, this is a fun one. Sing or recite your story time opener. So I actually have one that I do in sign language, so I might need someone to hold the microphone for me. All right. So I learned this from Miss Elizabeth, who's another children's librarian, and she basically sings the song, hello friends, hello friends, hello friends. It's time to say hello. And you say, what's hello? Oh my goodness, yes, thank you. Hello friends. Hello, friends. Hello, friends. It's time to say hello. So hello is your saluting. Friends are where you take your little, I say you take your fingers and you give a friend hug. Say is you point to your mouth, and time is you point at your wrist where you wear a watch. So it's really cute, and the kids, they love the salute. That's like their favorite part. We also do the more we get together, the happier we'll be. The more we read together, dance together. So those are great ways to open. And I love that usually you have to be seated for them in order to really do them well. Because that gets everyone kind of on the floor and ready for story time. Yes, go.
I learned a really great one at a Montessori school. And it's like head, shoulders, knees, and toes, but it's in Swahili. And so we do it in English first, and then we switch over to Swahili, which I think is really fun, and the kids sometimes don't always expect it, but I think it's cool to kind of like open their eyes to like something a little bit different. But I'll do it for you guys.
Yeah. All right.
So we do hands on our head, hands on our head, hands on our shoulders, hands
on our shoulders,
hands on our hips,
hands on our hips,
hands on our knees,
hands on our knees,
touch our toes,
touch our toes, touch our toes.
Hey! And then we do, now we're going to do it in a different language, in Swahili, and we do che che kule,
che che kule,
che che kovisa,
che che kovisa,
kovisa langa,
kovisa langa,
kakashilanga,
kakashilanga,
a day,
a day, a day.
Hey!
Hey!
And I think it's really fun.
That's awesome. Thank you, Marie. Anyone else opening songs? Yay, here we go. Oh, thank you.
For my toddler time, the kids are like 1 to 2, and I like to sing good morning to all of them because it's a relatively small group. You're Amy, right? Okay, so I'll say, where is Amy? Where is Amy?
Here I am, here I am.
We're so glad to see you. We're so glad to see you. Peek-a-boo, peek-a-boo. And then we do it to every child and we all sing together and the kids get all excited when we say their name.
Very similar to that one. For my younger ones, I have a small library, so our Tiny Tot story time is everywhere from birth to 35 months. And we get a pretty small group, and I like to name them all by name, especially for the little ones who are still hearing their names for their first time. So I'm going to sing to you again, but we do first. I'm a little nervous right now, guys. No, so I do. Hi, hello, and how are you? How are you? How are you? Hi, hello, and how are you? How are you today? And then I go and do everyone's name, like, hello, Amy, how are you?
Good.
How are you?
Great.
And then the older ones actually answer, which is pretty cute. Or they'll just hide. But we do it every single week, and they come in and sing the song before I do, so it's been pretty fun to do that. And know each other's names.
Anyone else opening songs? All right, guys in the door, you're welcome to come in. I re-upped the snacks, so there's snacks to be had. Okay, we're gonna pull another popsicle stick.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, that's okay. All right. Oh. Well, so those ones they're the old, the 6 early literacy tips, like phonological awareness, print awareness, and it's just like, that's a whole nother beast. So I just want to do like, I'm going to do fun stuff, yeah. Oh. Wild card, whoa, these are pretty fun. The audience may pose a challenge.
Yeah.
Audience?
Parents speaking during story time.
Ooh, that's a favorite. That's a favorite. Okay, what do you guys do? What do you guys do? I got a brave person who wants to say what they do.
I get really fed up with parents who talk during story time, and I learn this at a soccer game, and I sing to them, we're still singing over here. You're not singing. We're still singing. We're still singing over here.
That's incredible. That's amazing.
You are way more polite than me. Because I tried talking louder, so I tried calling the child when the child is not a problem, but calling attention to the situation, I gave up because I have been fighting with the texting and the talking loud and having entire conversations while I'm reading. So what I do is the same thing I do to the children because they're behaving like children. So I close the book. When the children are talking, I close the book and I say, I'm waiting for you. Let me know when I can read. So I do the same thing with the parents. I close the book and I say, ma'am, you let me know.
I hope the kids are like, Mom, stop.
I do something similar. I'll stop the entire story time, and then I'll just usually I'll just stare at the people. Because I don't want to call them out and be like, excuse me, you need to stop. I'll just stop what I'm doing. I'll just stare at you and be like, and eventually the room quiets, and the other parents will if they're texting, they'll be just looking at you, and I'll wait. And then I'll be like, hey, we're going to go into our next song now. And then they'll pay attention.
Let me just chime in and say what I usually do. I usually just say very gently, I just say, hi everyone, we're only in here for 30 minutes. 30 minutes. And then I almost want to add, like, you seriously cannot go 30 minutes without checking your text messages, come on. But I usually just say that, and I'm like, I also remind them we're here for our kids. And that usually, like, makes them realize, okay, you're right, we are only here for 30 minutes, and it's for my kids, so maybe I should stop texting about whatever.
I tend to get decisions the most in baby story time because new moms tend to come in clusters, so they meet at mom's group and then they come to baby time and they're just chit-chatting the whole time. So at opportune moments, I like to generally remind, this may be passive aggressive, but just remind people that we leave time at the end of our program for playing and reading, and that's a great time to chat and socialize. Just leave it there. And usually they know that I'm talking to them.
We have a mother who spent every single story time translating to your child, which I have no problem with. I have a lot of mothers who translate whispering into their child's ear, but this one was loud and clear, and if the child will stay still, which he will not do, she will scream the translation, trying to reach the child, whatever in the place the child was. We talked with her, my supervisor talked with her, everybody talked to her. I had to kick her out of my programs once because her defense was, in my country we don't say no to children.
Oh, well, not her.
So that's the answer she gave every time. So I had to kick her once because I have the toddler program in a room with no windows, and he found very enjoyable to turn off the light. So the other children start screaming because he's pitch black. But she thought that we, meaning the mothers and the children screaming and the mothers asking her not to and me asking her not to, we were being unfair to the child because he was just having fun. So I had to kick her out.
That's like the last resort. I guess, do we want to do one more? You didn't get a chance to add. This is a hot topic.
I set it up at the beginning of the program. I tell parents, you are your child's first teacher. Whatever you're doing, your child will do. I said, if you want to have a side conversation with your friends, please feel free, go outside. We have another area in the library. Please go ahead, go outside. I tell them, don't make me stop and shame you, because I will. I will stop. And they're like, oh yeah, she will. The regulars will tell the parents, yeah, she will.
Those are some great suggestions, guys. Other than the video that we're making, I hope you guys, if you want, you can obviously take your phone out and record. We're all here in this together, so I support recording of what we're doing.
Sorry.
All right, I think we have about, how many more minutes? 4 more minutes. Oh my gosh, okay, we have a lot of sticks to get through. All right, what's your favorite way to add talking into story time? Talking? I think this might be, I think this is one of the old, like the phonological awareness, print awareness. Do we want to do it or do we want to pick another one? Do we want to do it? Talking is new. Okay. Oh, you're right. Read, write, sing, talk, play. What's your favorite way to add talking into story time?
Ask questions during a story. How do you think the characters feel, and what do you think is going to happen next?
Dialogic reading. I often ask the kids, I'm like, do you guys see what's behind the tree? And they're like, a duck! Wah! And I'm like, yeah, what do you think he's going to do? And then we turn the page and we see it, and they love predicting. It's really fun.
Yeah, I like to ask them what they think is going to happen next. Or like I'll start with the title and be like, this is a very scary story. And then I'm like, do you think the story is going to be scary? And then he'll be like, no. Or he'll be like, yeah. And it's great to have like a conversation. Do you think this character in this book's going to do something? They're like, yeah, he's going to go get ice cream. I'm like, okay, maybe. Let's read and find out.
Talking, ways to incorporate talking into story time. Kira.
I remember we did, I don't know how many of you have been to or Carl or done the training, the whole book approach that they do there, where you spend, it's a very different way of doing story time, but you spend a lot of time kind of investigating the end papers and the illustrations, and it's a less focus on the story plot, and maybe you won't even get through the whole book, but you really spend a significant amount of time on each page doing that dialogic reading and digging into colors and maybe why the artist chose these colors or the shapes and patterns that we see, and it's a different way to explore books, and it doesn't work for every story time, certainly doesn't work for every age group, but when you have the right amount of kids and you can spend that time, it's a great way to get them talking, and talking in a different way, and maybe introducing different words, different vocabulary that you would normally. What age group? I mean, I guess you could do it for preschool. I tend to do it more like upper preschool and then like K1.
I have done it when the story has repetitive themes in it. And I'll say, when I say this, like that.
Anyone else? All right. I think we have time for maybe one more popsicle stick. Okay.
What about the purple?
Oh, all right. Do you guys want to go back to the purple?
At least want to know what it is.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what it is. How do you incorporate phonological awareness into story time? This is not the AAC. This is AACR1. ECRR1. So we now use AACR. Sorry. I'm using the cataloging acronym. I don't know why. Oh, this was one that I was hoping I would pull. You just lost your voice 5 minutes before story time. What do you do? And this has happened to me before. What do you do, Marie?
I've had it before where I haven't been feeling great, and then all of a sudden, you have story time, and you're like, oh, great. I usually, because we use the smartboard, and we have all of our words for our songs and rhymes up on the board, so I'm like, you know what, Miss Marie's not feeling very well today. Her voice is going to be very quiet. So I always ask parents to join in, but at this time, I'm like, and moms and dads or grown-ups, you're really going to have to sing our song today. Miss Marie might get you started, but stop halfway through, so you keep on going. And usually we get a couple parents who really are wonderful and will keep going, but when you lose your voice, it's hard.
That has happened to me in the middle of a song before. I just had like a coughing fit, and I was like, all right, we're gonna put on a song now. And I just put on a song, like a song that we could act out to. Like I think it was a Jim Gill song, just because I needed time to regroup. But the parents are also usually pretty understanding. They understand, like, if you lost your voice, yeah. Anyone else? Robin in the back.
For one of our story times, we actually go in a circle and everyone gets to choose one of their children's favorite songs to sing, which we do for our movers and shakers, our walkers under 2. But I have introduced that into other story times when I couldn't sing, and I was just like, all right, you get to pick a song, and you have to sing it really loud because I can't. But since they're singing a favorite song, it's one that they feel comfortable with, so they don't mind leading.
Anyone else? This is our last popsicle stick, so let's make our responses count. You want to?
I'll show it to you. I used to have a lot of older, like 2nd, 3rd graders come to story times, and they really wanted to read aloud. And so we would each take turns reading a page. So that helps us sometimes. But that's obviously doesn't work if you've got preschoolers or toddlers.
Anyone else? Last tips, you lost your voice. What do you do?
And don't be afraid to throw out all of your plans for the day and just do everyone's favorites. Like if you're happy and you know it, and head, shoulders, knees, toes, because then the parents can actually help you. So don't try your complicated stuff.
That's actually a really good tip. It's okay to stray from your plan, which sometimes I'm like, but no, I spent an hour crafting this beautiful, perfect story time. But if they're just not having it, you just sometimes got to do the favorites. Yeah. All right, so we have reached the end of Guerrilla story time. It is now 2:20 or so. Our next and last breakout session starts at 2:30. So you can grab another snack, you can grab a water or a soda before we start. But thank you all so much for coming and participating in Guerrilla story time. Awesome.